Hello students, after taking the rest of the Saturday, now today we are again going to begin with the same heat chapter. Today we are going to start with the salt example which are given on the page number 69, 70 and 71 of the textbook. Let us see the first example. How much heat energy is required to raise the temperature of 5 kg of water from 20 degrees Celsius to 100 degrees Celsius? Here the specific heat capacity will be mentioned to you, and the specific heat capacity of water is 1 kilocalorie per kilogram degree Celsius. So given part is mass of the water, that is 5 kg, then specific heat capacity of water, that is C equal to 1 kilocalorie per kilogram degree Celsius, and change in temperature, that is delta T, final temperature minus initial temperature, that is 100 minus 20 equal to 80 degrees Celsius. So here the energy supplied to the water, it means the energy gained by water. So energy gained by water is equals to mass of water multiply specific heat capacity of water multiply the change in temperature of water. So it is, we can say 5 multiply 1 multiply 80, it gives 400 kilocalorie. So we can say here the heat energy necessary to raise the temperature of water is 400 kilocalorie. Now after first example, we'll see the now second example. See second example now. A copper sphere of mass 100 gram is heated to raise its temperature to 100 degrees Celsius and is released in water of mass 195 gram and temperature 20 degrees Celsius in copper calorimeter. If the mass of calorimeter is 50 gram, what will be the maximum temperature of water? And here the given part is specific heat capacity of copper is 0.1 calorie per gram degree Celsius. As the calorimeter is also made up of copper, same is the specific heat of calorimeter, that is 0.1 calorie per gram degree Celsius. Now in this example, a copper sphere having mass 100 gram which has the temperature 100 degrees Celsius, and that copper sphere we have to drop, we have to release in the water having temperature 20 degrees Celsius of mass 195 gram, which is kept in the copper calorimeter. So when we drop the copper sphere in the water, so the temperature of water will increase while the temperature of copper sphere will be decrease, and they will attain some temperature. We'll suppose that the copper ball, even the water and calorimeter will attain the final temperature capital T. So let us find first the heat lost by the, we can say that copper sphere. So heat lost by copper sphere is equals to mass of copper multiply specific heat capacity of that copper multiply decrease in temperature of that copper, that is copper sphere we can say. So the mass of copper is 100 multiply specific heat is 0.1 multiply decrease in temperature. So when before putting in water it has temperature 100, after putting in water its temperature will decrease, that is we are saying it will be attain temperature T. So decrease in temperature is 100 minus T. Then afterwards we'll find the, we can say heat gain by water. So heat gain by water is equal to, we can say here the mass of water multiply specific heat capacity of water multiply increase in its temperature. So it is 195 multiply 1 multiply T minus 20. here T minus 20. Temperature will be increase, temperature of water will increase, so here T minus 20. So Q1 equal to 195 multiply 1 multiply T minus 20. Then the water is kept in the calorimeter. It means the heat is also gained by the calorimeter. So heat gained by calorimeter equal to mass of calorimeter multiply specific heat capacity of the calorimeter, that is copper, multiply increase in temperature. So we'll say Q2 equal to, that is 50 multiply 0.1 multiply T minus 20. Then according to the principle of heat exchange, the heat loss is equals to heat gain. So Q is equals to Q1 plus Q2. Then after putting that values, we'll get here the 100 multiply 0.1 multiply 100 minus T equal to 195 multiply 1 multiply T minus 20 plus 50 multiply 0.1 multiply T minus 20. Means just we have to put the values of Q1 and Q2. Then afterwards you can take the T minus 20 from the right side. If you see the right side, T minus 20 is common, that common is taken, we'll get the 10 in bracket 100 minus T equal to 200 in bracket T minus 20. After taking common and 195 plus 5 we'll get that answer. So 210 T equal to 5000. Then after solving that we'll get here T capital T equal to 23.8 degrees Celsius. Therefore, the maximum temperature of water will be 23.8. It was initially 20. After putting that copper ball, the temperature becomes 23.8 degrees Celsius. Now, after solving the second example, now let us see the third example. See the third example. If 80 gram steam of temperature 97 degrees Celsius is released on a ice slab of temperature 0 degrees Celsius, how much ice will melt? And secondly, how much energy will be transformed to the ice when steam will be transformed to water? Here it is given that the latent heat of melting of ice, that is L melt, equal to 80 calorie per gram. It will be given to you in the exam. Then latent heat of vaporization of water, that is L vapor, equal to 540 calorie per gram. Let us see the solution. The mass of steam is given 80 gram. Temperature of steam is given 97 degrees Celsius. Temperature of ice is given, that is T ice, that is 0 degrees Celsius. Let us find first the heat released during conversion of steam of temperature 97 degrees Celsius into water of temperature 97 degrees Celsius. When the steam is released on the, we can say, ice, at that time the water forms which has the temperature, we can say, that the 97. So how much heat is released during this conversion, that will find, that is mass of steam multiply the L of, that is the latent heat of vaporization. We will get here 80 multiply 540. Let us see, we can say here this Q1 is equals to, that is the 80 multiply 540. Then heat release during conversion of water of 97 degrees Celsius to water at 0 degrees Celsius. To find this, we need the again mass of steam multiply specific heat capacity of that water multiply change in temperature. So it is 80 multiply 1 multiply change in temperature, here 97 minus 0. We will get here 80 multiply 97, that is the, you can say here it is Q2. Then the total heat gain, it is equals to, we have to take Q1 plus Q2, we have to add both these. Then we will get here the total heat gain is equals to 80 multiply 540 plus 80 multiply 97. We will take 80 common, So in bracket 540 plus 97 will get 80 multiply 637, that is the 50960 means 50,960 calorie, the total heat gained by the ice. Then this heat is there which melts the, we can say that this ice into water. So we can say here the mass of ice multiply the latent heat of this melting of ice equal to the 50,960. So on solving that we get here the mass of ice multiply 80 multiply 50,960. Then on simplification the mass of ice will be 637 gram. It means the 637 gram ice will melt and 50,960 calorie will be given to the ice. That heat will be given to the ice. So students, so like this we have finished that 3 examples, solved examples which are given in the textbook. Now you people will solve the unsolved examples which are given on the page number 72. You see the page number 72 and try to solve the examples. The 4 examples are given. You solve these 4 examples. Okay, thank you.